Greetings traveler, this is the Challenger. Welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Diablo 2 Resurrected as an assassin, but only leveling Shadow Discipline skills. Since in the past I did challenges mostly limited to equipment, I decided it would be fun to just use certain skills and see how far they can carry me. Since I have a run with every class on this channel, it makes sense to do another assassin video, since she was the first one. Let the challenge begins. Rules. I am only leveling Shadow Discipline skill tree. I will not use other assassin skills that can be granted through equipment. Charms and sockets are allowed. Run ends with killing Bale on Hell. This is hardcore run. 1 life, no deaths. Shadow Discipline tree is more of a support tree for assassin. It does contain some damaging spells like Psychic Hammer or Mind Blast, but those are more about crowd control or anything else. It also has a couple of active bonuses which are pretty iconic to the character itself. For example, Burst of Speed, which increases run walk speed and attack speed, or Fade, that reduces curses duration, boosts resistances, and it reduces physical damage taken, making it probably the most powerful defensive skill in the game. What more do we have here? Oh, not one but 2 summoning skills, Shadow Warrior and Shadow Master, but we can have only one summoned at a time. I suspect this will be my main point investment in this run. There are also passive skills which improves our abilities, but only with Claw's weapon class. These are Claw Mastery that grants attack rating, damage and chance for critical hit, and also Weapon Block, which grants, well, block chance. With that out of the way, let us start with normal difficulty. For starters, I got to keep my equipment, which isn't much, but at least I will not have to slap those zombies with my open palm technique. Oh my god, what power is this? One-shotting enemies on the challenge run? What sorcery is this? With level 2 I got my first skill point and decided to invest in Claw Mastery to maximize damage from my weapon class of choice. And with level 3 I got another skill, Psychic Hammer, which allows me to at least use my mana and snipe those pesky shamans. 2 Catars means twice as much destruction, so with that in mind I decided to put Blood Raven to rest. Shh, it's all good now girl, close your eyes. Anyway, here is Ellie, my new mercenary. Haha, it rhymes.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
Rakanish vanquished and level 6 acquired, and with it Burst of Speed. And my god, I am speed indeed. Faster movement, faster attacks, all around amazing skill. Oh my, what an amazing drop. Set Quilted Armor, which is of course Arctic 4. Crazy good for now. One interesting fact about Shadow Discipline's tree, there are no synergies between the skills. None. Zero. So what you see is what you get. Because speed is the name of the game, I won a very awkward fist fight in the Darkwood. I got Kane rescued and show my amazing skills to citizens of this town, stabbing and slashing everything around. Countess provided me an If rune on the first run, which is absolutely useless and frankly I don't feel like grinding for her for stealth. It does not seem to be necessary at this point. Smith was nothing but a training stick for me and my blades. Going through jail I hit level 12, and with it Wake of Fire. No, wait, no traps. Weapon block instead. And Cloak of Shadows. The latter allows me to increase my defenses while subsequently lowering defenses of my enemies and blinds them. There is a major issue in being a melee character, and that is being frozen. I will need some remedy for that if I have to survive hardcore. One additional thing about Cloak of Shadows, and probably its main use, it blinds enemies, making them completely oblivious to the things around, resulting in situations like this. No idea when was the last time I beat Andariel with basic attacks, but it is what it is, boys. Unfortunately, she did not drop a single useful thing. Sorry Ellie, but your AI is terrible. Jamali, come on down! Thanks to Cloak of Shadows, rushing Radaman straight on is actually very safe. Is Nadir helmet suddenly amazing for hardcore? Hello Halls of the Dead, I will never return here after getting a cube. Bye! My god lair for melee character is, well, a slog. You had to clear this place one monster at a time, due to lack of area damage. Thankfully level 3 was very simple and Cold Worm died quickly with nobody to care for it. Fighting salamanders in Claw Viper Temple is just the worst. I cannot stay in range due to constant knockback. For that I killed their leader and stole the amulet. Take that, lizards! Level 18 brings Fade. Only problem is that you cannot use it with burst of speed at the same time. So for now, let's pick Shadow Warrior for additional help. Man, I knew there were bugs in this tomb, but we have a whole infestation here. And what the hell is that? Did you feed this one? Why is he so big? If you watch any of my videos, you know I hate Duriel. Can you blame me? He's fast, he's hard, and on top of that slows you and never drops. I cannot believe this. He actually drops something good. First, a Hasarus belt with additional life and cold resistance, and a rare ring with bunch of useful stats. Cut down some trees to get Jade figurine, then move to Spider's Cave to slash those spiders into mush, and get a Kalim's eye from the chest. How it ever happened to be here, I will never know. Got Gilbin from fetishes and immediately turned it in. And oh, this is not garbage somehow. Thank you, game. Whoa, what a find. 12% faster hit recovery and 9 to all resistances Grand Charm. A small duel with battlemate Sarina in Ruined Temple and Lam Essence book is changing hands. I quickly gathered the heart from the sewers and moved to dismantle the council one member at a time. What is this map? I got the portal right in the beginning of level 2 of Durance, and just few steps away was the gate to level 3. Mephisto was a bit painful. My weapons are very bad and not doing that much damage, and my health is, well, lacking. I had to make sure that for the most part I will not be taking the hit from his attacks, and he was able to drop half of it in a single swoop. In the end, Jamali sacrificed himself for the greater good, so I could claim the victory. Despair itself decided to greet me on its plains, thus making my life miserable, with myriad of burning souls firing light in my general direction. At least my resistances are so high at this point that elemental attacks does not hurt me almost at all. Finding Isual took long enough, but fight itself took probably twice the time, and whole ordeal looked like this. The whole time. Bit anticlimactic. Hephasto hit like the opposite of the wet noodle, more like the raw one, but at least Hellforge gave me a Nev rune. That's something. Road to Sanctuary was marked by endless hordes of enemies. Maulers stunning me, worms holding me back with their numbers, and Oblivion Knights shooting elemental bolts whenever possible. True nightmare. Clearing Sanctuary itself was, well, slow. Between all the curses, hard-hitting monsters and abundance of them, I was just making progress in not so fast manner. Grand Vizier decided to ambush me, but I am the Master of Shadows, and I am the one doing the ambushes here. Hey Disease, it's good to see you. Whoa. Okay, that is how you greet me? Die then. Once again, Cloak of Shadows is the MVP. Thanks to it, I was able to disable Venom Lords and just assassinate Infector of Souls, thus allowing me to take on Diablo. Fight took about 10 minutes, between dodging attacks, trying to not die, resummoning my warrior and resurrecting Jamali. It was a battle of attrition in a true sense of it. Long, drawn out, and it drained my gold like crazy. But with persistence comes victory, and after relentless slashing, the prime evil was slain. My god, Cloak of Shadows is really amazing. As weak as I am, it allows me to completely skip fighting monsters around Shank and just go for his head instantly. With Barbarians rescued, I got my runes from Qualkek with full intention to use them later once I get proper bases. Level 24 brings Mind Blast, area range stun which has a chance to convert monsters for a moment. I was getting excited to free Anya and not for usual resistance boost, but the possibility of a better weapon from a damsel herself, and well, this cast sucks. Found my way to Nilaktak Temple and well, a Shale Rune drop out of the blue. Owner of the said temple was not so keen to die. I had to clear all of his minions before I was really able to hurt him. Ancients were not great, my damage is abysmal, and it seems that Jamali is doing way more damage than me, but with some time and persistent slashing the trio goes down. With them gone and me hitting level 30, I now have access to all my skills, so first, Shadow Master Summon, that I hope will carry me far enough. Okay, now we are getting somewhere. Now I have become second, or actually third most important character in this party. Out of how many you ask? 3 of course, goddammit. Minions of Destructions were much like the Ancients, an absolute slog, tanky and annoying as hell. With me doing so little damage, I mostly resort to being a party's tank. Bale was just extremely boring fight. Once again, my lack of damage and great resistances were not allowing me to finish this quickly. It took around 10 minutes to beat him, but my god was he generous with his drop. A unique serpent skin armor, which is of course a skin of Viper Magi. And goodness gracious, 33 to all resistances roll. Woo! My gear and setup for normal. This is where I am hoping this run really begins. Thus far I am held back by my weapons, but Nightmare offers some new great opportunities, so let's go get them. I heard this skill is terrible, but no time like the present to test it out. I don't see many damage options here, it is not great. It just does quick burst of poison damage.
Not great, not terrible.
For now, maxing out Shadow Master seems to be the best investment until I get better or at least complementary way to deal some additional damage. Fighting in melee with this gear and setup against cursed enchanted monsters is not ideal. Ghostly ghost. More ghost in your already full-fledged ghost. What is this game? Now I need to spend some time here to get all the runes I need. Countess, here I come. After gathering a sizable supply of runes, I created a full rune and then a pattern rune word. With my newfound power, I ventured to Monastery and quickly dispatched Smith. With those upgrades, everything is still going very slow. Lack of area damage is noticeable. Andariel was, well, not great. Of course it is doable, but damage is just so low, and she did not drop anything good. Sorry Jamali, but I need Jamali. Wait, what? Ah, okay, you're just changing specialities. That's good. I'm hoping that with Might Aura this will be a lot smoother. Well, it is less awful now, but it is what it is. I would still need to get the better weapons to be effective, or at least not useless most of the time. Thank God for Shadow Master. Without this place would be a hellhole. I mean, it still is, but it is less painful. Anyway, I grabbed the staff and moved on. Clova Viper Temple was brimming with undead, thus making damage from Venom minuscule. I can deal with salamanders no problem, but more and more I am being pushed to being support in this run. You know things are bad when I cannot kill summoner in maximum of 3 hits. I had to explore the entire tomb of Tal Rasha before I found Duriel, and fight itself wasn't much honestly. Just like Bale, it took some time to break him. At least this time around, Shadow Master is so powerful that Demon was struggling to kill him. Now let's try to rush as quickly as possible and get the access to better equipment. And also fast jade figurine for starters. Oh yeah, blinded glomes. Not something you see every day. After going through entire Spider's Forest and Great Marsh, I finally found the Flayer's Jungle and the Git Bin. I had near-death experience in dungeon, thanks to the dolls, so I left them to my summons to deal with. Got the brain, moved to sewers and greeted by the dolls again. Grabbed the heart as the last part of Kalim. Travinkle time. Murder members one by one until I get the flail, and then just bypass anyone that's left and come on down. Game has not been kind to me in this run. I am getting dolls every chance it is possible, but at least it gave me a 4 open socket build to create an insight for my mercenary. Initially Mephisto slowed us all down for the whole fight, and it was a slog. But once he focused on my shadow, this was already in the bag, and we could do some meaningful damage to him. I think it is time to embrace the fact that without good weapons I am just a summoner now, and it would make sense to pump my gear to plus skills. You can really see it in usual fight, that I am just tickling him, while Shadow is just going absolutely ham. Okay, I think I found my strategy for some time. Stun everything with Mind Blast and let them eat each other. Worked great for Hephasto, while Hellforge rewarded me with a Fall rune. Well, one funny thing is that converted monsters from Mind Blast are getting benefits of my mercenary's aura, so they get to hit extra hard with might on them. I'm not saying that it is best thing ever, but it at least works and stuff can be cleared. That said, you can see me basically turning all minions against their masters and putting them all in their graves. Once again, boss fight is very straightforward. Keep the attention on me, resummon the Shadow Master and let them deal damage in their own pace. With Diablo dead, a unique Back the Corbin dropped, which is Hosoldal Evo. The very first drop in Act 5 was a magic amulet. I got excited until I realized it provided 2 to martial arts. So close. Now I am even less important than mobs that I am converting to fight for me. How low have I sunk? Again I freed Anya from the frozen prison and maxed out my resistances in the process. Funny thing with Ancients, but Madoc can be stunned with Mind Blast, and even with Fanaticism aura this fight wasn't that bad. It just took some time to end Core Leak as he spawned with Stone Skin, so I had to use Venom with my claws to put him down. With max resistances and stun for days, I entered Throne of Destruction, and well, nothing is posing any threat really. Bale waves were even funnier. Unravelers soaking curses and poisoning each other, this is just peak entertainment. Even minions of destructions were a joke at this point. Cannot charm them, but they can be stunned to oblivion. Just before fighting Bale, I created a Strength Claw for that crushing blow. Since I am mostly struggling with bosses, this should help plenty. Lord of Destruction wasn't much of an issue, until he decided to summon his clone and kill Jamali. Then the amount of crowd control became insane and I had to step into town to regroup. Once I got back, he knew he was finished. He started to erratically jump around the arena in what could only be described as the last act of preservation, but could not withstand our combined onslaught. For my troubles, he dropped a unique Sharktooth armor, which is 2-throw. Once again, my build and equipment. I have level 56 and a dream. With a little bit of persistence, I managed to clear Den of Evil, or rather watch my henchmen do it for me. Just after that, I decided I needed an upgrade to my amulet, as I was still rocking level 3 with 9% lightning resistance. I managed to craft 3 of those, of which one had +2 assassin skills. No idea why I went after Bloodraven, but she had to be taken away from the undead congregation first, and then I used my strength claw for crushing blow to actually do any damage. While going through underground passage I went to level 2 and golden chest dropped an Ist rune. Gemalian Shadow Master when handling Tree Fist while I snuck in the back and got the scroll of Inifus. And with that we got Kain out of his cage for the last time. Once again I am in need of runes, so I visited Countess to get some. Final run brought me a double Lam rune drop. With that I crafted a smoke for my mercenary as he kept dying over and over. And for me, I did craft additional belt and couple of blood gloves. Not gonna lie, I would love to get a Lem rune to create a treachery for myself. I actually do not know if you can have a fade from armor and cast of burst of speed beforehand to have two buffs at the same time that way. Those upgrades finally allowed me to push through and face Andariel, and well, this fight was long and drawn out. I had to clear as much minions as possible so my summons will not be distracted. Crushing blow from both strength and gloves also helped dealing some meaningful single target damage, and eventually I was able to get rid of Spider Queen. Well, it is getting increasingly awful. I can stun the whole battalion, but I can hardly kill anybody. I'm just not doing enough damage and neither does my allies. So I decided to level and farm for a bit. With all the upgrades and possible item swaps, especially piece armor, I can progress further. Thanks to Valkyrie added to our troop, we are able to crush Radamant in his lair and finally able to move on. I quickly managed to get into Magos' lair and well, one flaw in my plan is that most of the damage we do is physical, thus making some fights truly impossible. Okay, I cannot be bothered to suffer through this. I bought a teleport staff from Ormus in normal and just teleported through the tunnels and grabbed the Staff of Kings. Whole setup can clear minions. Only problem is this: Unravelers or Shamans that are resurrecting minions faster than I can kill them, or at least hold them long enough so I can get what I need. Once again I used teleport staff to make my way through Sanctuary and stop the summoner. Also not sure if anyone had this issue, but twice now I had game crashed while casting Mind Blast on large number of beetles. I guess the game just can't handle this heat, but it is problematic as I am normally progressing slow, and with crashes it is even worse. I could not pass through Talrasha's tomb, so I had to reset my skill points and put more into Venom and Fade, since I still don't have a Treachery and because Venom is the only meaningful way to deal damage. I do not see any other way. Getting to Duriel was much harder than the fight itself, but with combination of teleport and crowd control, I was able to get to the chamber and fight the bug. And well, this was just slow, but totally doable. I still cannot be frozen and don't want to sacrifice my helmet for Hearth. So as you can see, it just takes a long time to land a hit and proc the crushing blow, but in the end it wasn't very hard. And for my troubles he dropped quite good Ormus robes, as well as Dwarf Star ring. Now game devolved basically to getting myself alive and just ticking off boxes and objectives that needs to be done. In that spirit I baited some spiders and then teleported behind to steal the eye. Oh look, glows. I did not expect that. Did not expect that at all, game. Wow, that's got to be the worst ring anyone ever gave me. Thanks, Ormus.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Very luckily I got to Flare Levels Dungeon 3 in record time and was able to leave the jungle portion of this act. Actually, an amazing drop happened from the bonfire side. One of the super chests dropped me a pull rune. Got myself 5 vitality points from Battlemate's Arena and went to sewers, where once again I got greeted with dolls. But we dealt with them and got the final part of Kalim, the heart. As surprising as it is, Council was actually kind of easy. As soon as they were split, I was able to pick them one by one and open Durance of Hate. Again, getting to Mephisto was harder than the fight itself. It just takes some time to deal with bosses, but Crushing Blow and Distraction really helps. Switching between armors just to summon Valkyrie is tiresome, but whatever helps, right? Although I don't really need more skill points, killing Usual is always good. I found a Health Forge on the road to Sanctuary, so I decided this might be a best chance to get a Lamb rune. But well, no luck there, just a lowly Hell rune. Stone Skin extra fast, Physical immune, Fire immune, my god, what a combo. Clearing this place is as always as painful as it can be, but I am making progress, wiping Diablo's favorites one by one. Lord of Terror was really annoying thanks to his slow and killing all my minions, so constant Shadow Master resummoning was in order. Although one time he trapped me in his bone prison, yet he was too far away to do any damage. In the end, it wasn't more than a speed bump. One last hurrah for this godforsaken run. Cloak of Shadows and Mind Blast are still amazing, allowing me to run past most of the things, and Fate is keeping me as tanky as possible. I grabbed a portal in Ancient's Way as an emergency and went to the summit. I did not expect Formadak to be the biggest pain in the ass out of 3 of these idiots. After several resets I got some decent modifiers, but he spawned as a lightning immune and extra fast. I was able to pin him down in the corner and finish the job. On the way to Throne of Destruction I found a Colossus Vault with 4 open sockets. Problem is that it is too heavy for Jamali to wield. How? Just how? Why you are putting your worst against me? Waves were pure chaos. Akmel's Unravelers were running amok, constantly reviving skeletons. And Bartok's Council healed one another and dealt a lot of damage. And Lister, annoying as ever. Bail time, and very predictably it was the worst, mainly due to the fact that he loves to summon fiendish appendages and clone himself, making fool of my henchmen. Whenever I had to step out to despawn the clone, I tried to spawn a Valkyrie for additional help, just outside the gates of town. And I kid you not, this fight took me 18 minutes to finish, and it literally depleted all the gold I had, but finally we put Lord of Destruction down. My setup for the last time. This was very hard, and at the time it seems to be impossible due to lack of damage, but then again, aside from Baal, bosses were not that of an issue. I never felt threatened due to multitude of defensive abilities like Fate, Cloak of Shadows or Mind Blast. Like I said in the beginning, one thing this skill tree has is support capabilities, and my god was I great support in this party. It was also really funny to see how my summons were so much more powerful than me. Only thing I had gunning for my assassin was access to Crushing Blow. Surely I will try similar challenges with other classes, as you can really learn about certain abilities that one never tried. Thank you very much for watching. Just this week this channel hit 1000 subscribers, and I don't know what to say. I am overwhelmed by the support and kind words you guys leave in the comments. I truly appreciate that. Leave a like and subscribe if you like this type of content, and stay tuned for more games and challenges. Challenger departs.